Welcome back to Carbonite Ultra U. In this video, we're going to get into the multi-viewers, what each one is, what each type is, the licensing, how I configure them, and where do I find them on the back of the switcher. Let's jump in. When we're looking in our Getting Started guide, it's clearly laid out that the first 4 outputs are the multi-viewers. There is a label on them that say multi-viewer outs as well. And then each of the spigots is labeled 1 through 4. We label the other outputs from 5 through 14. We have different multi-viewer outs. The first 2 outputs are the I/O multi-viewers, and the second 2 outputs are the VidProc multi-viewers. When we're in UHD, we have a maximum of 1 I/O multi-viewer and 1 VidProc multi-viewer. They are duplicated on the outputs. Now that we're in a dashboard, we want to head on over to the configuration menu. Real quick, we'll make a pit stop over in the output menu. The I/O multi-viewers 1 and 2 are on outputs 1 and 2, and the VidProc multi-viewers are on output 3 and output 4. A standard system comes with I/O multi-viewer 1 and VidProc multi-viewer 1. If you buy the multi-viewer license, you unlock I/O multi-viewer 2 and VidProc multi-viewer 2. If you're not sure, go to System, go to Licenses, and you'll see extra multi-viewers, and it'll tell you how many you get and in which mode. Let's jump into our multi-viewer tab. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the I/O multi-viewer. An I/O multi-viewer has all of the same layouts available to it, just like a VidProc multi-viewer. What you're going to find in an I/O multi-viewer, you are limited to the 24 physical inputs, outputs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Output 13 and 14 are not able to be sent out. This is a limitation, and with the I/O multi-viewers, we can't view those 2 outputs. Just keep that in mind when you're thinking about things you want to view in your multi-viewers when wiring those 2 outputs. I/O multi-viewer, same flexibility. Any of my sources that I want to any of the boxes, green tally to be visible in that box, whether or not I want red tally to be visible, whether I want a white border, a black border, or no border, so I can see all the available pixels. Do I want the label on at all? Do I even care about seeing the label? Do I want the label on top or on bottom of the box? Do I want to display both the mnemonic of the source that I've given it and the TSL UMD ID name, or to just see the mnemonic from the switcher menu? Or do I want to see the TSL name coming from, say, the router menu? Finally, I can throw up some aspect markers. Aspect markers will give me, when I'm operating in, say, 16 by 9, I would now have 4 by 3 bars, small lines that are going to show up what my 4 by 3 safe zone is. Additionally, you can enable whether or not a frame sync label shows up. Now, what this does is it just puts an FS next to the source. Now, something I use a lot is the type of tally. Now, a box tally puts the tally around the outside perimeter of the box. Red is always more powerful than green. If it's in both program and preset, then I'm only going to see a red box. If I put it into label mode, then it'll put the green and red on the edges of the label, and label reverse will flip them, and it'll put red on the left, green on the right. Finally, you can add on the I/O multi-viewers, the system clock, where you can go ahead and you can tell it to come from the LTC time code or the system clock, and then pick where I want it in the system clock. Do I want it in 24-hour mode, 12-hour mode? Do I want to see AM, PM? Physically, where it is, the size of it, and you can set the foreground and background color of the clock. Looking at a VidProc multi-viewer. Again, we have all of the same layouts available to us, any of the layouts. We have all of the exact same features per box, but now, of course, we have access to all physical inputs, all internal sources, any of the aux buses that we want to follow, any ME bus that we want to follow, any mini ME bus, and any canvas bus follow. One additional item though that you do have is the ability to apply a source overlay. This is how we do view control. We'll cover view control in a separate video. This is the thing that enables it. When we bring that dashboard GUI back in as a source to the switcher, we now get to use this to key it on top of our MultiViewer. Some of these layouts, VCT, this is view control top. There's a ton of space available in the MultiViewer that allows us to put GUI from a dashboard client directly in the MultiViewer. And then we put that to a touchscreen or use a keyboard and mouse. And now on a monitor, when we're looking at this MultiViewer, we now have a fantastic visual user interface. That's it for the MultiViewer tutorial. As you can see, MultiViewers are jam-packed with great features, and with up to 4 MultiViewers, you truly can get the majority of your system monitoring directly from your Carbonite Ultra. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, questions, or requests, please send those over to switchers@rossvideo.com, and we'll try to either get back to you as quickly as we can via email or get a video regarding the subject onto the web. See you next time.